the weekend, which many decide is a time to head to the movie. So let's find out more about what's happening on the big screen. A new movie called Uncovered is the story of a fearless female journalist who takes on a corrupt mining tycoon. The movie tackles some of the country's most sensitive issues, such as the political landscape, culture, and of course land. Let's take a look at the trailer.
I want to give Makuza mine back to the people. That means that you get to nationalize a mine and win an election.
If this deal goes through, it will ruin the people of Somkele. Don't you see it? You need to stop pretending you care about the people. Fakazi uchaza ukuthi le mine ayinto ophathekayo.
Lizzie, I told you, you've got nothing to do with what's going on.
You let her blindside us. Whose side are you on?
Yours. Yours, the company's okay.
Well, then act like it, okay? You're not the only young, black, talented thing out there.
So dramatic. Makes you want to go and watch it immediately. For more on this film, we're joined in the studio by the director of that film, Zuko Nodada, as well as one of the actors, as you just saw in the trailer there, Robert Hobbs. Gents, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Opening day of a movie is exciting, or is it more nervous for you, Zuko?
I think it is both. It is both, and it is both exciting and nerve-wracking as well. Because you definitely want to do the movie, you want the movie to do well. But I was telling Robert now, I was in Maponya, we had 4 cinemas, you know, closed down all at the same time, and they were all pegged.
Great. And did you sneak in? I mean, it's not Hollywood. You don't have to go and put on sunglasses and sit at the back to watch people's reactions. Did you see people's reaction to it?
To come here.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. You have got all weekend to do that. Robert, I saw you in a scene there. Tell us who your character is and how you prepared for it.
I play the character of Frank Drake, who is one of the large mining owners. He owns a large mine next to a village called Somkele, and has built up a massive empire for himself over the years, buying and selling mines, etc. As far as the preparation for this particular character, you know, the story deals very much with mining rights, land rights. I mean, it's a very current film in terms of it could be ripped off our news headlines. I'm sure you've been talking about this.
Absolutely.
So it's a very current film. In terms of preparation, you know, my job as an actor is to follow Zuko's direction, to serve the story, and to inhabit the character, make it real, make them a living, breathing person. It's not based on anyone in particular, although we do have quite a few examples that we can draw on.
You just have to watch the news.
Exactly, in this country. So it's a great film. I'm really excited about this one because I think it's an absolute roller coaster ride.
Zuko, back to you. Just recently, there was a couple of films have come out, and I was in conversation with some friends, and they were like, it's really great that over the last few years we've seen some great rom-coms that have come off South African shores, because it's almost like the South African film industry just needed to breathe after making some rather heavy films, especially in the days of apartheid, or telling the stories set in the days of apartheid. And then somebody said, but it's enough with the rom-coms now. Can we get a few drama or dramatic films as well? But you really have served up some drama there. Was it a conscious decision for this movie to be dramatic, to be a thriller, to have some very intense action scenes in terms of the storyline?
Yes, it was. It was a very conscious decision because it is inspired by, you know, reality, by our reality, by what we see every day, by what is happening around us every day. So it was a conscious decision. And I'm part of a film group as well, IPFC, where filmmakers have been talking about the direction we need to take as filmmakers in South Africa, where we need to tell stories that will move us forward as a country and as a people. So yeah, it was a conscious decision.
Your lead role in this movie is a female role, played by a very, very a strong actor, and of course she plays a female journalist. I'm sure quite a few of my colleagues could relate to her. I've got some really strong female journalist colleagues here as well. We haven't seen many roles like this, or many films like this, which revolve around a strong female character like this, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't. And basically, I think what inspired me and gave me motivation to have a woman leading this film was when I attended the SAFTAs. I think it was 3 years ago, and there was no category for Best Female Actress in a feature film because there weren't enough females cast for feature films. And from there onwards, I was like, it is about time that we entrust women with meaningful roles in films, not roles where we pity them and, you know, we present themselves as weak and, you know, I mean, as victims, but women that kick ass and women that have power. And I myself, as someone who's been raised by a very strong woman, Mrs. Kolega, and my sister as well, who's a very strong woman, who's also my biggest cheerleader, it was an easy decision to make, to say this is the time for a female to lead a film.
That must have been quite refreshing for you to be a part of a project like that, with a very strong female lead telling a very current storyline.
It was, very much so. I mean, Thandeka Nodada, Zuko's wife, is also the producer and also has a very strong part. First-time producer, did an amazing job on this. But it's something that I'm noticing quite a lot, that there's a very conscious realization that women in film have been totally underutilized in our country for a number of years. So I'm noticing that there's quite a few projects that are female-led. I think it's vital. I think it's absolutely important. There's a massive gap, as Zuko's pointed out. And, I mean, if you go and see this film, you'll understand that it's absurd that it hasn't happened up until now. This is Kobile Kumalo, who plays the lead, is wonderful in this film. And as is Thandeka, as is all of the other, Standiwe Korojo. And they really are capable of carrying the film. So, I don't understand where it's come from. I mean, maybe I've had my head in the sand a little bit about it as well.
But why? What is the reason there? Why, a few years ago, when you're sitting at the SAFTAs, you notice there's no lead female role award being given out? Why the reticence to tell stories or to make films or television series with that strong female element? Is there a belief that the South Africans wouldn't want to go and watch those stories?
I think maybe it's the influence that we get. Sometimes writers and directors are influenced by, I would say...
Or is it where the money will go?
Yes, and people who've made it in Hollywood. If you look at Hollywood movies as well, they are bankable stars, and most of them are male characters. And I think maybe it also comes from there. And I don't think it was a conscious decision not to cast them. I think it was overlooked, and like Robert is saying, maybe you just put your head in the sand and you're not aware of what is going on around you, and you are caught in the thrill of making that film that you are making until maybe someone just highlights it to you, and it clicks that actually talent is talent, regardless of sex and whatever.
Now, a big part of the storyline, obviously, because the lead role is a journalist in this aspect. What did you learn about the media landscape and just how journalists go about their business in South Africa in making this film? And be careful, you know where you are right now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, basically, there is three. How would I put it, Robert? There's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? And there's the truth, and there's what?
The truth, their truth, our truth.
Yes.
Perception.
Perception and all that. You know what I mean? And basically, it is captivating to find someone that is after the truth. And I think over the last few months, I've seen some journalists in these platforms that have been following the truth. And it always means that you are not popular with
Yeah,
the masses.
it's a bit of a thankless task, isn't it?
Yes, if you follow the truth.
Okay, it sounds like a fascinating storyline, and not just because a big part of it is that it's set in the media, and also action-packed and with great production value. Thank you so much. The movie is called Uncovered, and you can see it in movie houses across South Africa from today. And thank you so much for your time, Director Zuko Nodada, and one of the actors in a great cast, Robert Hobbs. Thank you so much for coming in to tell us about the movie, and all the best. Please go and see how people are reacting in the cinemas. I know that's what I would do.